Hi, this is Mike from Arturia, and in this video, I'll be taking you on a tour, giving you an overview of the brand new Spark EDM. Okay, so what we're looking at here is the center panel of Spark EDM, and this is exactly what you'd see on the Spark hardware. So there's a little bit of a graphical update to represent EDM. If we go ahead and hit bottom, this will take us right down to our studio mixer or library page, and if we hit top, this takes us right up to our sequencer. And every pad gets its own step sequencer and set of parameters that you can automate, modulate, or record in during your performance. You've got a pencil and a line tool and eraser, so if you want to draw it in manually, you can do that. Or if you want to play it in, you can easily do that too using any of your parameters down here. Every pad gets 3 parameters, and you can set them to be whatever you want: pitch, cutoff, decay, maybe your aux sends from your mixer. And the sound collection in EDM is spot on. It's everything from really big room sounds to tech house, really techy minimal sounds from all different genres in EDM. And if you find a kit that you really like the sounds but you don't like the patterns, you can go to banks C and D, which are open, change the BPM, and try out a new genre. So if you've got a tech house kit and you want to try putting in a drum and bass pattern, you can do that by just going to C and D, because there's no patterns on C and D. You've got 32 patterns, 16 on A, 16 on B, and they logically progress as you go through them. So they build and either drop or break when you get to 5, 9, and 13. But let's go ahead and listen to the default kit. Keep climbing. And you've got this XY pad over here, so you can perform with this. You've got filters, slicer, and there's multiple effects on slicer, things like repeaters, reversals, bit crushers. Your filter, you've got different filters. You've got your Oberheim filters, low, high, band passes, and it's a really great sounding filter. So let's go ahead and load up a different kit. Let's try this one, Lucky Jacks. So I was just kind of playing with some of the filters and repeaters on the slicer effect. And what's great is, you can play and then hit a pad or a pattern over here. It'll blink, and when it finishes whatever the existing pattern that's playing, then it'll jump into the next one. And you can play with this XY pad over here as you're doing that. Down here, if we go to our studio view, you've got 6 parameters per sound. You can select any sound you want, and then you've got 6 parameters to further edit that sound. And like I said before, everything that you do, if you're recording, it'll record every motion and every gesture and every motion sequence that you're playing with. So it's very organic, it's very on the fly, and it's more like an instrument than a tool, but it's an amazing production tool for any dance music producer. So let's try another kit. Let's go through a few more kits. I just want to give you a good idea of what some of the kits sound like. So all the sounds, as you can tell in this kit, are really big sounds, lots of heavy, wide reverbs and things that just make it sound like a really large kit. But there's also kits that are a little bit more stripped down. There's, let's see, this one, Faded Groove, is I think more of a ghetto tech style. Let's go back to bank A and choose one of the patterns. Let's go to this pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 1 the effect I was just using on Slicer was the tape effect, which is kind of like a record kill. So if you've got something that's really loud and noisy, you can use that effect and it'll sound like you killed the record. So this is Spark EDM. It's 30 kits of amazing sound design, really up-to-date genres, everything from tech house to dubstep to ghetto tech like you just heard, deep house, all sorts of EDM styles. And of course, you've got your C and D banks to try out new styles, or you can just overwrite the ones that it comes with. This is Spark EDM by Arturia.